Hi, and welcome to the Feel the Heat activity. The mystery science activity that was shown involved feeling warm or cool water and seeing what materials insulated your hands the best. But since I can't show you how something feels, we're going to do something a little different today. The materials we'll be using are similar to the ones you would have used in the other activity. Aluminum foil, a sock, a piece of styrofoam instead of cups, a digital thermometer, and a container of warm water. You'll also need the Feel the Heat worksheet. Some of you may have an updated version to go with the new experiment that has a chart on it where you can record the temperatures we get. If you don't, that's okay. The bottom part of the sheet where you circle your answer is the same. The first thing I did was boil some water and pour it into my container. If you do this experiment at home, use warm tap water or even ice water. Then we need to find the temperature of the water when there is no insulation on our thermometer. I put it in a Ziploc bag just because that's what I'm going to do with all the other materials, and it's good to have everything be consistent. So the temperature is 203 degrees Fahrenheit, which I'll record at the top of our chart. The first insulating material we're going to try is the aluminum foil. You can see the temperature immediately shoots up to 196 degrees. So we'll record that beside the aluminum foil on our chart. Let's go ahead and move on to our sock. I didn't want it to get wet, which is why I've been putting all of these in Ziploc bags in the first place. Okay, so we put it in. It takes longer to come up to temperature than the aluminum foil did, and it only gets to 184 degrees. You can see in a minute. It takes several seconds, so maybe this one is better than the aluminum foil. Okay, so let's record 184 degrees in our chart next to the socks. Next, I'm going to stick the thermometer down into the styrofoam block. Again, into the bag and into the water. This time it takes over a minute to come up to temperature, and it's only 179 degrees. So let me do the math. The aluminum foil got hot immediately, and it was only 7 degrees cooler than with no insulation. The socks took several seconds to heat up and were 19 degrees cooler than with no insulation. Finally, the styrofoam took the longest to heat up and was a whole 24 degrees cooler than with no insulation. Just so you know how the results of the original experiment lined up with these results, let me tell you how it went. I tried using all of the materials to touch the container full of hot water. I could immediately feel the warmth with the aluminum on my hand. The sock actually took some time before it warmed up, but whenever it got wet, my hand got hot. With the styrofoam, I felt no heat at all. So now I have to ask you, after looking at all of the information from both the experiments, what material do you think makes the best insulator? Circle the answer you think is the best one. In the meantime, though, keep your socks where they belong, on your feet.